business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's Madden NFL 24. And next up, we'll see Calvin Ridley. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Jaguars and the Jets. All that and more coming up next.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New York Jets. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go from MetLife Stadium. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
Lawrence looking to pass on the first play. He'll buy some time right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. So, Charles, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now, here they are. 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season, because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the...
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. And the Jets are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
So here come the Jets for their initial possession of the game. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. And Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself,
and all the way in, touchdown, New York. Breece Hall, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Well, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He might score. He will score. Touchdown. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On play action, they'll throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down. Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Here's 3rd and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That is caught. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. His fourth catch already in this first quarter. It's a first down. They're going to look to throw. His throw incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
Well, let's face it, when you hold someone to just 6 points in a game, the feeling that you have among your team is that you're not going to lose very many of those. That's the way to get it done.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll send Kirk in motion right. There's a fake on the Jets sweep, and instead a give to Hall up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Hall. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, I think they were in nickel that time, which we see so often in today's NFL, and there it helped them net their first pick 6 of the contest.
Nice eyes, good observation there, partner. You nailed it. This is a defense that likes to mix up and disguise coverages, but it did end up being one of their main packages, the nickel, that fooled them that time. And they made the most of the miscue with a nice return.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it as we resume action. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6.
Oh, another ball up for grabs here, and this one is intercepted. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our...
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the Jets will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way to the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy who made the play, he gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
This taken in right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. From the 46, here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Sullivan, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down. Now the Jets will call on the field goal unit here. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right down the middle. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguar offense going back to work. And he's been loose with the football early. Interceptions on the first couple of drives. As they start again here, we'll see if he can do better. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
30 left.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now Lawrence on 1st down. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Lawrence completes this one to Thornton. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. They go play action with Lawrence. Touchdown Jaguars. Calvin Ridley, his 21st touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
And New York set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They'll drop to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game with great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. It's taken to the 26. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Take right, open. Go, let's go.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 2nd down, Dixon, and he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Now Lawrence
Completes it to Evan Ingram. Touchdown! Evan Ingram, 28 yards.
And the Jaguars are able to add on to their first half lead.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Jets set to take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And that will be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10.
And the Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne.
They juked him, and he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Flushed out right.
ETN bringing in another one. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you get a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Stevenson 24.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. They'll roll him out right. And he'll get it right back to Washington.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Go. Silver.
Again, it's Lawrence.
A short throw to Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast or
well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line.
So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Tyreek Stevenson picks it off.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why, because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game, because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
On first down, Lawrence throwing, completing, quick to Calvin Ridley.
And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap, and again to ETN.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 3rd down, Lawrence
to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first.
That's good for a Jets first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now a give right side. Sullivan able to push his way through, powering forward. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He finds Wilson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Sullivan. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll keep it on the ground. Sullivan, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And his kick is indeed good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So out now come the Jets.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
On second down now. It's Sullivan, and hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On third down, Sullivan shreds him with a stiff arm. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Looking to throw. This is caught. It's Kirk. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Christian Kirk, 32 yards.
And the Jets are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And this defense just being manhandled here to start the drive. Good push up front, 2 big runs. This one 18 yards and another first. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
On second down, a run with Etienne.
And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 37.
3rd down and 1. They'll run with Etienne.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
Doug Peterson going to roll the dice here. They will go for it on 4th down. Going for it, here's Etienne.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. They'll run on 1st down. Dixon, a short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
They'll keep it on the ground. Dixon, and he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
That is caught.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. They go play action now. Lawrence rolling to his right. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Play action. It's Lawrence. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 3 yards out. And the Jaguars are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. Now for the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Jets ready to get going again here on offense. We're facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
And he comes back with one complete. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
This is fielded at the 27. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Go, let's go.
First down, Jacksonville.
Safe right. Here we go.
Here's Lawrence. Throw left side complete. That's Washington. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
11.
First down.
13, Lou.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And they're going to speed things up here. Lawrence going to throw again. Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess? He didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
They're going on fourth down. Lawrence sliding out of the pocket. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with a football. The Jags come up empty on fourth down, and the Jets are going to get the football back. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This one finds Wilson downfield. Loose inside the 30, inside the 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, 87 yards. And the Jets get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Well, CD, this is the ideal situation in the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful. They've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can. On their own terms.
On first down, Lawrence. Washington's got it. A beautiful fake. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
He'll buy some time right. Open man downfield is Ridley. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Hey, I'm gun. 11,
Again, it's Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
offense.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On play action, Lawrence. And that is caught. It's Ridley. And the Jags are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Jaguars,
they're a win away now from running the table here in the regular season. They moved to 16-0 on the year.
so that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew,